Okay, thank you for joining us today during week one of Color Weeks. We have had several fun activities so far this week, but today we are focused on digging in the dirt. And we have with us Nada Corey from the Corey Foundation, and she has been a great partner so far. She started with us over the summer in our gardening activities and carrying it through to Color Week. So we're going to be talking about fruit today. Don't forget, after this presentation, we're going to have the exit survey for the week, and then tomorrow is Fun Friday. So look for an email this afternoon that explains the details about the activities for this week, for the exit survey, and for Fun Friday. And now we will let Nada get started. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, everybody. So I don't know if any of you know me from the summer events, but I am Nada Corey. I am the founder and the president of the foundation called Joseph P. Corey Foundation. And a few years ago, we have initiated our, right now, main focused derivative of the Joseph or part of the Joseph Corey Foundation, which is Gardens of Hope, where we assist kids in schools, and we have gardens in parks, and we work with some veterans and whoever wants to plant something in their garden and then benefit from the fruit of thy labor. So I am a native Croat. I've been born in Croatia. I was fortunate enough to be raised on my grandparents' farmstead in Croatia, which created the foundation of everything that I do now. So there's a lot of good information that they have instilled in me, and now I am sharing it with everybody that wants to know it. So today we're talking about fruit. And since we live in zone 10, and we are fortunate enough that we can pretty much grow something throughout the entire year, we're going to be focusing on fruits that you can grow in your own garden in our zone. So there is a variety of fruit trees that you can grow, or plants that would produce fruit. And how to maintain them, the ways to enjoy them, and have some fun with your fruit. Okay, so what does grow typically in our environment? So we have avocados, bananas, coconut, guanana, jackfruit, lychee trees, mango trees, miracle fruit. I hope you have tasted a miracle fruit. It's a delicious little berry, red berry, that you eat one of those berries, and after that the flavor of anything that you eat for about an hour or two tastes sweet. So if there is something that you need to adjust that you don't like, take a miracle fruit before. Papaya, easy to grow. Pineapple, easy to grow. Soursop, starfruit, strawberries. So there is a whole plethora of these wonderful fruits that you can grow. And you're familiar with these on the pictures, right? You see the avocado, and you know there are so many health benefits from avocado, and there's so many delicious dishes that you can make with avocados, turning them into pies, into puddings, into salsas, all kinds of things. And the bananas and all the goodies that come with the bananas, there's so many good things that come from the bananas. The coconut, you know, the water, the liquid of the coconut, and then the jelly and the fruit of the coconut. So many benefits for our bodies. The electrolytes, you know, that's what the coconut water is. And the lovely tasting mangoes, all of the goodness that is in that, and the vitamins and the minerals in our fruits. The strawberries are, seasonal. Obviously, they don't dwell too well throughout the year, but now could be a time to start planting them and enjoying them as well. Pineapple all of the fruit pretty much are primarily water. So let's say strawberries are pretty much all water. There's not much of anything else there, not too much fiber. It's primarily water. That's why it is so important when you plant and eat berries that they are organic, because they will absorb any chemical or anything that you're going to expose them to. And guess what? Then that gets into your body. So be very mindful in how you treat your strawberries or your berries in general. And also, if you don't grow them, when you buy them, be mindful of that fact. The darker varieties are less potent to absorb all of that negative stuff, the chemicals, than the lighter skinned ones. Pineapple you can grow in your garden beautifully. You know, you see that stem part on a pineapple, you cut that off and you peel off like 3 layers. You peel off the flesh, you peel off the 3 layers of those leaves there, and you will see nodules underneath it, which are going to turn into roots. So what I do with my pineapple, I just clean it up and put it directly in the dirt. You can also first put it in water and start the roots growing that way. But I think we live in an environment where, you know, you can easily plant them in the garden and they will grow. And within about a year and a half or so, you will have your own pineapple grown from the remnants of a pineapple that you once ate. And they are very decorative. They have, you know, they bloom beautiful flower and then afterwards turn into that beautiful fruit. So there is a lot of vitamins in the pineapple. There's a lot of enzymes in the pineapple, as are in our papaya, which is the picture underneath the strawberries. So I have grown my papaya trees from these black seeds inside the papaya. So you scoop out the papaya seeds and you just put them in the soil, compost them that way. And from there, my trees grew. And now they are, I don't know, 12 feet tall and laden with fruit themselves. So, you know, papaya is one of the benefits of the papaya is the enzymes, the digestive enzymes. By the way, you can also chew on those seeds, and they are a little peppery tasting. So what I did, I actually explored and dehydrated the seeds and ground them up as pepper, natural kind of pepper, and with the benefits of the papayas. Then kumquat. I love chewing on the kumquat. So it is, you know, you can eat the skin and everything of the kumquat. It's high vitamin C content, and you could actually grow it in a pot yourself, which would be obviously a good thing to do because you don't want anything, any kind of spraying, any chemicals to get onto them. So let's go on. And jackfruit and dragon fruit and star fruit and lychee, they're a little bit of exotic trees and fruits that live, they thrive and actually in our environment. So I have a friend of mine gave me part of a cactus, which was the cactus of the dragon fruit. I planted it against my palm tree because it climbs. It likes to attach to something to get support, and then it climbs up the tree. Well, now I have lots of dragon fruit growing, and the season has started months ago and it's still ongoing. They keep on blooming with a beautiful flower and then this beautiful red fruit. Sometimes they also come as yellow as well, the yellow kind of orangey skin. But inside is this beautiful flesh that has those tiny little seeds that are like poppy or like little tiny granules in there, which you can eat all of that. You eat all of that. It is a little bit less potent flavor than most of the other tropical fruit like mango and so on, but it's laden with vitamin C and so on. Star fruit, I love star fruit. They grow as trees and they are, can you go back, Lisa?
I'm sorry.
And they are just so pretty to look at, and you can use them, you know, as decor on your fruit plate. Or you can just dip the ends in some dark chocolate and entice the children to eat it that way, or the big children that don't like to eat fruit. Jackfruit is another great tropical fruit that is getting to be used more and more often and getting to be known in our environment more. And lychee, of course, I have a little lychee tree. It took like 4 years, but it produced some of these beautiful fruit this year. It has a tiny little flower, and then it turns into this delicious little ball of delight. Well, some kids make some fun of it and they say, "Oh, you're going to eat the eyeball?"
I
That's
love
what
them.
it looks like. And it has a big seed inside, which you can, again, you can save, dry, and then plant. And you will grow your own little lychee tree from that as well. Citrus, obviously, here in Florida, we had a lot of citrus trees growing in the past, and then some kind of pest came and whatever, and they took a lot of them away. So now it is not easy to grow citrus fruit because there's some kind of pests that attack them.
Canker.
So you would have
Citrus
to.
canker.
What did you say?
Citrus canker.
Yeah. And you have to spray them and treat them and so on. So it is not an easy task. So I wouldn't go there. But if you are, if you want to work with it and find a way to grow successfully, go ahead. That's, if you don't try it, you won't have it. Okay. So that's my motto. So I've already mentioned how you can plant these trees and how they would grow and how you can get the seedlings. So you collect the seeds from anything, any fruit, and you let it dry, and then you plant it in little pots and see, the seedling that will start to grow. And when it is strong enough, like a couple inches or maybe even bigger, like 5 or so inches, then you can transplant it into the soil. My papaya trees, as I said, grew from the composting of me composting the scraps of cleaning a papaya and including the seeds from the papaya, and I just put it directly in the soil, and that's where my papaya trees grew from. And they are very successful. As I've mentioned before, the pineapple is very easy to grow as well. Also planted directly into the soil. And so you can do with everything else. I have avocado trees growing from the scraps that I put in the soil. I have little mango trees growing. So you really can grow anything if you just put it into the soil, water it, and tend to it, and you will grow your own forest of fruit. Nutrients, location, watering, weeding, pruning, harvesting, all of that is part of tending to anything that you plant and that you grow. So, as I said, I like to compost. So, I compost directly into the soil, and that soil then turns it into beautiful, nutritious soil from which then anything can grow greatly. Now, when you transplant your seedlings and plant them, you have to plant them in a location where there is plenty of air around them and they get sun, not too shady, because they will thrive on the sun. All the trees, they look for the sun. You can see how they grow, and they tilt towards where there is more sun, more light for them.
And water.
And water is key. Yeah, you need to water them because, the key ingredients: good soil, nutrients, and water, and then sunlight. So these are the key ingredients for any plant to grow. Weeding with the trees, well, they will grow beyond the weeds. So, you can keep the grounds kind of clean, but you can also put mulch on there, which will then, around the little tree, it will keep the moisture in, and you can then fertilize it occasionally a couple times a year So you give it the nutrients. The leaves will tell you sometimes what are the deficiencies, and then you can replenish them. Some of them like more acidic, some of them not so acidic. So for the ones that like it more acidic soil, you can collect your coffee grinds and compost them around it, and that will make the soil a little more acidic. Then around others, you can crush your eggshells, and you can actually crush them into fine powder or chunks and just place them around as well. So there's a lot of nutrients that you can get from just composting common things. And there is a whole list of, which ones would provide which nutrient. And then the fun part is, of course, harvesting. My papayas have been pretty active this year, and they are ongoing. So for months and months and months, they have been going and going, and there is plenty of fruit. We have videos. I don't know if we can show that because it's time, time is short for us to show you everything, how my papayas have grown and what they look like. Lychee, that is earlier in the year, as well as the mango trees. There's usually mango is harvested in June, July. That's the season for them. But my dragon fruit and papaya trees keep on giving and keep on going. So do we have something else, Lisa?
We do.
We
keep on going too.
Now, what fun things can you do with all this beautiful deliciousness that you have grown? So, well, first of all, I love to make my ginger turmeric lemonade, for example, or you can do any kind of herb drink, or that you can infuse the water with your fruit or with your greens, herbs from the garden. So I'll just tell you quickly how I do my ginger turmeric lemonade. It's very easy. I just take an organic root, a whole root of ginger, and several turmeric roots as well. I wash them well, I scrub them, and then I also take 1 or 2 organic lemons. I grind it all in my food processor, and I create like a poultice, of that. I put it in a glass jar in my refrigerator, and whenever I want to do my ginger lemonade, I just take a spoon or 2, depending upon the pitcher that you're going to make your lemonade, and add some fresh juice of the lemon or lime, and you can sweeten it with agave or some kind of natural sweetener if you like. And you can also infuse it with some herbs like mint. Add water, and voila, you have an amazing, refreshing drink, which has health benefits too. Ginger is a cleanser, and you have vitamin C, and it helps with your digestion. It's just an amazing, fun, and tasty thing that you can do. Pomades, pomanders. That's another fun thing. That's like a little project that you can do with your kids. So you see what we did here. You can take an orange, grapefruit, or any kind of the citrus, and just create little designs with little cloves, and you just stick them in there, and then you get the scent of both the citrus and the clove. You can hang it up in your closet or somewhere where you would like to smell it for the period of time while it lasts, and benefit from it that way. So that's an intro into the aroma therapy. So you're inhaling the aroma of that beautiful fruit and the cloves and whatever you are, enriching your fruit with in order to create the pomander. Now the aromatherapy going on, you can collect the leaves or the plants of your herb garden, and dehydrate them, dry them. You can create little bundles. You can put them into some kind of a baggie and put it in your drawers or in your closet, and it will just share the aroma that it carries. There are essential oils. You know, if you want to create aromatherapy from essential oils, then make sure that your essential oils are really pure and not mixed in with any kind of ingredients that are chemical, which has happened a lot. So I, for example, I personally use Young Living oils for my aromatherapy. So you can put just a drop of, and you can also ingest, let's say, a drop of lemon or tangerine oil. You put it in your glass of water and you are drinking an equivalent of like 30 lemons. And it is really, really delicious. If you want to use it as an aroma thing, so you can put it in a jar and you can diffuse it. You can, a cold diffuser is the best because that doesn't destroy the essence of the essential oil that you're using. I love to do that a lot in my house all the time. And you can then by inhaling it, you are preventing a lot of these microbes to spread. And also it can affect your mood. You know, if you have lavender, what does it do? It calms you down and so on. So if you put peppermint in there, it will invigorate you. So you will be more prone to be more productive maybe, or your headache will go away and things like that. So there is a lot of things that you, it's a whole other world and another class that you can do in aromatherapy. Well, I'm sharing with you another thing that you can do with your citrus in particular. You can create like a glass of goodness and health and wellness and prevention for you and your family. So what I have here is I took 3 grapefruits and 5 lemons, organic. I squeezed out the juice and then I cut up the rest of the skin, including the white and, you know, the remnants of whatever was left after me juicing it. And I put it in a, I think 2.5 liters. Is that equivalent to about a gallon? I would think so. No.
I'll ask
Well,
Alexa.
yeah, you can figure that out. About 2.5 or so liters. So you have 3 grapefruit, you have 5 lemons, you have juice, taken the juice out, you drank the juice, of course, you know. By the way, did you know that grapefruit juice lowers your cholesterol and blood pressure and so on? So, so what you do with that now, it's all the rinds that you've cut up are in a pot and you simmer them for about an hour and a half, 2 hours on very, very light heat. And then cover it, of course. And then when that is done, it will cook down to a minimum of, I don't know, how many ounces. And then you let it sit, let it cool, you strain it. And then you have medicine, you have a natural hydrochloroquine kind of an equivalent, quinine, which has so many health benefits for you. And you've made it from your own trees or from your own garden, so to say. And you just need like a couple tablespoons a day, and there you go. It makes a lot of things much better and prevent it. If you want to keep it for a longer period of time, you can create ice cubes. You put that juice into the freezer and you create ice cubes so you can use it like a couple ice cubes in some juice because it is bitter, a grapefruit, bitter. Okay. So this is it. This is what I had to share with you. And now if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them. Thank you.
So I'm just putting in the chat on our YouTube channel at Joseph P. Corey Foundation. We have other, pictures of plants, of tending, of, aromatherapy. That's the foundation besides the Garden of Hope. It's a health and wellness initiative. So please feel free. Also, if you are interested in receiving Nada's monthly newsletter, just go to info@josephpcoreyfoundation.org. And right in your inbox every first of the month, you will get a wonderful newsletter. Carly Fabricant is our spotlighted wellness person for October. I know Janine was on the call, Janine Rizzo. So a lot of things on gardening and projects to do with your children and family. And it's just a wonderful, but just email us and put newsletter requested in the subject matter and you will get it. But you can see them on our website, old ones. You'll find them on our website.
Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah.
And there was a question, Nada,
I
about
see.
growing mangoes. You see that?
Yes. Yes. Where did it go?
Which
Know
question?
it briefly about
They always die when they get to be about 12 inches tall.
Okay.
Well, I have just found a bunch of them growing in my composting area. So they were about 10 inches tall, about. So what did I dug them out and I put them in a pot. And now they will continue to grow, and they are growing. They didn't die at all. And we will transplant them. I'm actually taking them to the Riverbend Park Garden, and we will plant them over there. There is so much space and room and a lot of sun, and they have a watering system there, so they will have all the ingredients to really thrive. So I will keep you posted. But so far, so good. None of them died, and there's more that I can dig out. So, just don't give up. Just don't give up. Just continue nurturing them and tending to them, and one or two from a bunch will survive. So that's how it goes.
Everyone has such wonderful comments. And as far as the grapefruit and meds, we're not going to address that at all.
Yeah.
I think that's something that you would have to discuss with your practitioner. So
What about the avocado? So there's a question, how do you know when to pick an avocado? They never seem to get ripe.
Well, it is obviously, if you touch them and there is a little softness to them, just giving a little softness, that would be the right time. But it will, what I've noticed in some of them, maybe there are some kind of discolorations, like starting to brown the skin, and it's still hard. Well, and it has a big size, so I picked it and I let it sit for a day. It's just to soften, a day or two. It will soften and then it will be perfect. So you have to be patient with it, but I would suggest always let it sit after you've picked it for a couple days. Sometimes I put things in a brown bag and they kind of, ripen faster. So you can try. It's trial and there is no wrong. Just go for it. Just go for it. So
I know we're out of time, but Rosemary asked about good mango trees should really be grafted. And I know my neighbor, they have trees and they say it's, original. It's not, I don't know what the answer is on that. I don't know if we have time to talk about that, but we can also send somebody an article on that as well.
Yeah, and we can explore that further if you're really interested in doing that. Get yourself to grow the seedling, and we will find a good tree doctor that knows how to graft it or what would be recommended. As I said, my papaya trees, they just grew and they're producing beautiful fruit, and I didn't do anything. I just put in the seeds and the scraps and they grew. Okay, so there you go. It might be necessary, it might not.
It's either your green thumb or your green shirt. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So there you go.
What are we speaking
Right.
about next week, everybody? What is our topic next week? Carly, do you remember
It's not
offhand?
next
Oh,
week.
of course.
Next
Um,
Thursday.
next
Yeah.
Thursday, we'll be focusing on growing vegetables.
All right. We
Yay.
will
Yes.
hope to see everybody then.
So
Yeah,
so the
well,
theme for next week for Color Weeks is lunches, but we will be talking about vegetables on Thursday. Don't
Okay.
forget to fill out your exit survey this afternoon. When you receive that, you have until noon tomorrow to submit that for jump ropes because it is, um, I forget that logo. What is it?
Skip
Skip,
ropes.
skip,
Skip.
skip jump
Skip.
ropes, not breakfast. There it
Skip
is.
ropes, not breakfast.
Great.
Yes, too much on my
Right.
brain. Okay, so jump ropes are good. Skipping breakfast is not. So you should have learned a lot this week about getting breakfast in and incorporating fruits and vegetables in there with our cooking demo. And now you can start planting some fruit and hopefully be able to see that grow soon. So thank you all for attending. And we appreciate Nada and Lisa for being here today. And we will see you next week.
thank you. Have yourself a
week.
marvelous day.
We'll
Thank
see you
you.
at facilities on Tuesday. Okay.
Yes.